Hello everyone. Today in this video, we are going to show you the top 10 most powerful militaries in Asia. The list is based on combined strength of size of the army, economy size, technological advancement, and power projecting capabilities of each country. Let's get started. Number 10. Indonesia. Indonesia is the world's largest island country and is the fourth most populous country in the world. A developing country and one of the fastest growing economies among the major economies in the world. The Indonesian Armed Forces currently has around 440,000 active military personnel, and its defense budget is around $10 billion. Now coming to the land power. At present, the Indonesian Armed Forces has around 320 main battle tanks, over 1,200 armored fighting vehicles, 150 plus self-propelled artillery, and around 35 multi-launch rocket systems. Air power. The Indonesian Armed Forces currently has around 450 manned aircraft, of which 41 are fighter jets and around 220 are helicopters. F-16, Su-30 and Su-27 are the main fighter jets of the Indonesian Air Force. Naval power. The Indonesian naval fleet currently consists of 3 submarines, 8 frigates, and 24 corvettes among its many ships. The Indonesian Navy doesn't have any destroyers or aircraft carriers at the moment. Number 9. Iran. Iran is the second largest country after Saudi Arabia in the Middle Eastern region. It is one of the most powerful countries in the West Asia region. Many of its military equipments are from Russia and United States. Currently, it has the largest active military personnel in the Middle Eastern region, with around 610,000 personnel. Its defense budget is around $19 billion. Now coming to the land power, the Iranian Armed Forces has around 1,600 tanks, over 2,000 armored fighting vehicles, over 550 self-propelled artillery, and approximately 700 plus multi-launch rocket systems. Air power. The Iranian Armed Forces at present have over 850 military aircraft, out of which nearly 130 are fighter jets and over 120 are helicopters. F-14 Tomcat, MiG-29, Mirage F-1, and indigenously built Hessa Kausar are the main fighting jets of Iranian Air Force at the moment. Naval power. The Iranian Navy maintains around 33 submarines, although most of the submarines are of small to midget size. In addition to this, the Iranian Navy has 6 frigates, 3 corvettes, and many patrol boats. The Iranian Navy currently doesn't have any destroyers or aircraft carriers. Number 8. Israel. Israel is a developed country and an OECD member, and is the most developed country currently in conflict. It has the highest standard of living in the Middle East. According to globalsecurity.org, the number of wars and border conflicts in which the Israel Defense Forces or IDF has been involved in its short history makes it one of the most battle-trained armed forces in the world. The IDF has also a very close military relation with the United States. The Israeli Defense Force currently has around 170,000 active military personnel, and its defense budget is around $20 billion. Now coming to the land power. The Israel Defense Forces has around 1,600 main battle tanks, over 6,000 armored personnel carriers, around 650 self-propelled artillery, over 80 plus multi-launch rocket systems in its inventory. Air power. The Israeli Air Forces is one of the strongest in the world, with well-trained pilots and modern equipment. Currently, the IDF has around 700 manned aircraft, of which around 304 plus are multi-role fighters and over 150 are helicopters. Naval power. Although small in size, the Israeli Navy currently has 5 submarines, 3 corvettes, and a few missile boats and patrol boats. The Israeli Navy currently doesn't have destroyers or aircraft carriers. Number 7. Pakistan. Pakistan is the only country in the world to possess nuclear weapons among the Muslim-majority countries. It has a close military relation with China. China is also a major supplier of military equipment to Pakistan. With around 654,000 active military personnel, The Pakistan Armed Forces is the sixth largest in the world. Defense budget of Pakistan Armed Forces is around $12 billion US. Now coming to the land power. The Pakistan Armed Forces at present has around 2,200 main battle tanks, around 3,300 armored personnel carriers, around 420 self-propelled artillery, and over 130 multi-launch rocket system in its inventory. Air power. The Pakistani Armed Forces at present has around 1,340 manned aircraft, of which 390 plus are fighter jets and 320 plus are helicopters. Currently, F-16 and JF-17 are the main modern fighter jets of Pakistani Air Force. Naval power. The Pakistani naval fleet currently has 5 submarines, 9 frigates, and many other patrol boats and subsidiary ships. The Pakistani Navy currently doesn't have any destroyers or aircraft carriers. Number 6. Turkey. Turkey is a transcontinental Eurasian country. The Turkish Armed Forces at present is the second largest standing military force in NATO, after the US Armed Forces. Turkey is one of 5 NATO member states which are part of the nuclear sharing policy of the alliance. At present, the Armed Forces of Turkey has around 400,000 active military personnel. Its defense budget is around $21 billion US. Now, coming to the land power, the Turkish Armed Forces currently has around 2,400 active battle tanks, over 7,000 armored fighting vehicles, over 1,100 self-propelled artillery, and 300 plus multi-launch rocket system in its inventory. Air power. The Turkish Armed Forces currently maintains around 1,050 aircraft, of which around 240 are fighter jets and over 500 are helicopters. Currently, F-16 is the only main fighter jets of Turkish Armed Forces. Naval power. The Turkish Navy presently has around 190 ships in commission. Its naval fleet currently includes 16 frigates, 10 corvettes, 12 submarines. The Turkish Navy currently doesn't have any destroyer and aircraft carriers. Number 5. South Korea. The Republic of South Korea is a highly developed nation with modern military equipment. It also shares a close military relation with the United States. The Republic of Korean Armed Forces is one of the largest standing armed forces in the world, with around 600,000 active military personnel. Its defense budget is around $44 billion US. Now, coming to the land power, the South Korean Armed Forces has around 2,300 active main battle tanks, over 2,800 armored fighting vehicles, over 3,000 self-propelled artillery, 220 plus multi-launched rocket system. Now, coming to the air power of Republic of Korea Armed Forces. The Republic of Korea Armed Forces at present has around 1,600 total aircraft, out of which 430 plus are fighter jets and over 750 are helicopters. F-15 Strike Eagle, F-16, Stealth F-35 Lightning II are the main modern fighter jets of South Korea. Naval strength. South Korean Navy at present has around 150 ships in commission. Its naval fleet currently includes 1 helicopter carrier and another 1 carrier to be introduced shortly, 12 destroyers, 13 frigates, 13 corvettes, 17 submarines. Number 4. Japan. Japan is an island country in East Asia and is a highly developed nation. It has the 3rd largest economy and nominal GDP in the world. Although it has renounced its right to declare war, the country maintains a modern military equipment and has huge standing armies. Japan also shares a very good relation with the United States in terms of military, economy, and politically. At present, the Japan Self-Defense Force maintains around 250,000 active military personnel. Its defense budget is around $48 billion US. Now coming to the land power, the Japanese Self-Defense Forces has around 1,000 active main battle tanks, over 840 armored fighting vehicles, 210 plus self-propelled artillery, 99 multi-launched rocket system. Air power of Japan Self-Defense Force. The Japanese Self-Defense Force at present has over 1,550 total aircraft, out of which 370 plus are fighter jets and over 640 are helicopters. Currently, F-15 Eagle, F-35 Lightning II, and F-2 are the main modern fighters of Japanese self-defense force. Naval strength of Japan. The Japanese Navy at present operates around 155 ships and is one of the strongest navies in the world. The Japanese naval fleet currently consists of 4 helicopter carriers, 26 destroyers, 10 frigates, 6 corvettes, 20 submarines. Number 3. India. India is a developing country with the second most populous country next to China. By 2027, it is estimated that India is going to overtake China's population. A nuclear weapons state and one of the fastest growing economies among major economies, India is being described as a potential superpower in the future. The Indian Armed Forces at present has around 1.5 million active military personnel, which is second largest in the world. Its defense budget is around $67 billion. Now, coming to the land power, the Indian Armed Forces at present has around 4,800 active main battle tanks, over 2,900 armored fighting vehicles, around 200 self-propelled artillery, 260-plus multi-launched rocket system. Air power. The Indian Armed Forces has a total of 2,100-plus aircraft, out of which around 570 are fighter jets, over 700 are helicopters. At present, the main fighter jets of India include Su-30 MKI, Dassault Rafale, Mirage 2000, HAL Tejas, and MiG-29. Naval power. The Indian Navy currently operates over 300 ships. Its naval fleet at present includes 1 aircraft carrier and another one to enter sea trial soon, 11 destroyers, 23 corvettes, 14 frigates, 20 submarines. Number 2. China. China is one of the largest country in the world and is considered as an emerging superpower. One of the permanent members of United Nations Security Council and a nuclear weapon state, the People's Republic of China is also the second largest economy next to the United States in GDP nominal, and the largest in the world in GDP purchasing power parity. The People's Liberation Army at present has around 2 million active military personnel and is the largest in the world. Its defense budget is around $200 billion. Now, coming to the land power, the People's Liberation Army at present has around 7,000 active main battle tanks, 3,500-plus infantry fighting vehicles, over 4,000 armored personnel carriers, 1,700-plus self-propelled artillery, around 1,800 multi-launched rocket system. Air power. The Chinese People's Liberation Army, PLA, has around 4,500 total aircraft, out of which 1,670-plus are fighter jets and over 1,000 are helicopters. Stealth fighter J-20, Su-30 MKK, Su-27, Su-35, J-10 are some of the main fighter jets of People's Liberation Army. Now coming to naval power, the PLA has a total of over 700 ships, including auxiliaries. At present, the Chinese naval fleet includes 2 aircraft carrier, 33 destroyers, 42 corvettes, 52 frigates, 75 submarines. Number 1. Russia. Russia is a transcontinental country located in Eastern Europe and Northern Asia, and is the largest country in the world. Russia is also a country that has the largest nuclear weapons in the world. One of the permanent members of the United Nations Security Council, the Russian Armed Forces at present has around 900,000 active military personnel, and its defense budget is around $65 billion. Now, coming to the land power, the Russian Ground Forces has around 13,500 tanks, of which around 10,000 are in reserve, around 12,700 infantry fighting vehicles, 14,000-plus armored personnel carriers, 5,500-plus self-propelled artilleries, over 3,600 multi-launch rocket system. Air power. The Russian Armed Forces at present has around 4,200 aircraft, of which 1,100-plus are fighter jets and over 1,400 are helicopters. Stealth Su-57, Su-35, Su-30, Su-27, MiG-29 are some of the main fighter jets of Russia. Naval power. The Russian Navy currently has around 400 naval ships including auxiliaries. The Russian Navy fleet currently has 1 aircraft carrier, 5 cruisers, currently only Russia and the US have cruiser ships, 11 destroyers, 10 frigates, 78 corvettes, 60 submarines. Thanks for watching.